y'all. It's been a while, and a couple of days ago, I posted a picture of like all of this. There was like clouds, and it was like on the verge of rain, and which can be a very good thing, rain. but um, and it was dark outside and cloudy, and it was just and it was just like, and there was like a whole bunch of like things going on around me, and and then I looked up and I saw this. You guys may have seen the post. I saw this rainbow beyond the trees. And I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, The Lion King, but in that, after I was posting it to a friend, I was, sharing it with a friend who really needed to hear it. I was picturing the monkey saying, "Beyond what you see." You know, like if you guys have ever seen Lion King 1.5 or something like that. Beyond what you see. And it's it's a it's a it's good to know that when we're in the midst of stuff, we look beyond what we see instead of looking at what's in front of us. And because if we look at what's in front of us and we try and focus on the problem, we're gonna end up being like washed in that, and just always thinking about that, and then it's just gonna bring, we're just gonna feel worried or whatever. And scripture tells us not to be worried, to cast our cares on him, 1 Peter 5:7. And so we just gotta know and trust that the Lord's got our backs and our fronts and our sides, and just go forward, and to look beyond what we're seeing right in front of our face. It's like, so we're seeing so in that case, we're seeing like it's getting darker. It's the clouds are they look darker than they did like 5 minutes ago, and there's rain, and then there's rain. It looks like it's gonna rain, and as and my daughter, who's 6.5, came through the room and says, "It's gonna rain, it's gonna rain." And I just spoke to that storm, and I said, "No, it's not gonna rain. It's going to pass over. It's not going to storm. It's gonna pass over." And that was Friday, the day before Passover. And I just felt like it was just gonna pass over. And as I spoke that, just a couple of, just about like a couple minutes, I'm gonna say like 10 minutes or so went by, and the storm had passed. Like it didn't come here. It had moved away from here. And so it's like spoken out, and it was. So we just gotta stare that storm in the face and say, God's bigger. God is bigger. What can, if God's for us, who can be against? And just say, you know, there's calm in the midst of that storm. Psalm 107:28-30, and there's, you know, and there's no need to focus on it, you know. There's just no need to focus on it. We can focus on all that is good and authentic and you know, trustworthy. Like, that's the Lord, right? So we can focus on the Lord and take our eyes off the problem and focus it on the Lord. So and I think that, and for me, just about, and as you know, my story is a month and a, even for those who don't know, a month and a half ago, our documents came in the mail about a possible divorce from my husband, and the next, you know, I had like 2 months before the next one, and I pretty much pushed out what might come up. I want to say might because I prayed that this wasn't going to happen. So I'm living my life as if it's not my main focus. But a very important word, and I posted this to you guys, I think, about transformation. I had been listening to a teaching from Graham Cook about how when we have a gigantic problem, and that looks like a big problem, that there is both promise and provision that's with it. And so, you know, I'm now learning to focus on the more about what the Lord's promised and more about the provision that may be with it instead of looking at the problem. And I think that's a good way to go. I don't think it's important to be focusing so much on the problem and just look at, you know, like, gosh, this looks like, wow, but you know what? God's bigger, and God's going to do the miraculous in that. And it's like, and then it gets you excited, because then it's like, okay, I'm excited. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And we just think about, you know, with God, all things are possible, and doesn't matter what it looks like. We think of the Ephesians 3:20 promise, you know, above anything you could ask, think, or imagine, you know, and we focus on these things instead of focusing on what's in front of us. So it takes it back to that picture where there's all this stuff going on. It looks really like what's going to happen, and in that you can see right in that picture over on, I think as you're looking at it, it's on the right, and if you can focus in on that picture and really see the promise beyond the storm and really see what's there. It's just on the horizon. It's not far away, and just keep your focus there. You're gonna get through it. And remember, his perfect peace, his perfect love. Oh my gosh, perfect peace, perfect love. I mean, where would we be without his perfect peace? You know, Isaiah 26:3. I mean, I've been through some stuff, and God has just kept consistent in that perfect peace. And remember that perfect love, you know, casts out all fear. So it's like that perfect love, that perfect peace, and then his joy, you know, and just joy and rejoicing in the awesome, great expectancy of what he's going to do in that. And when we focus on that, it's like, what is it going to be like? Because can you imagine anything above or beyond your imagination. Can you even imagine, like, what could it be? What could it be? So get elated, get like excited, and just come expecting it's like some huge something from him, and and remember that no matter what the problem is, you've already won. You're an overcomer, and you've already won. And he's gonna give you that victory, and to God be the glory, right? And that's like, it's like, wow, that's all. Like, look at all those promises that just like I just spat off a whole bunch of promises that come with that, right? So it's like, wow, just look at that. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna look at God. Like, keep our focus on God, and you're good. It's exciting. So get excited, and I'll see you at the next post. I just want to pray for everybody. I just pray that you have a great week, and I'm going to come on here again to share another word whenever I feel led to do so.